Welcome to Planty Home, where we nurture both our plants and our souls. Today, I want to talk about something deeply personal, something I struggled with for years without realizing how much it affected my life: understanding my hormonal cycle. If you've ever felt like you're battling your own body, especially when it comes to productivity and energy, this is for you. I want you to know, you're not alone. The experience of women's cycles. For many years of my life, I had no idea how my hormonal cycle worked. I thought that I was supposed to feel the same every day, so I made the same plans for myself throughout the month. There were days when I'd wake up full of energy, not only crushing all of my plans for the day, but doing extra work for the days ahead. I felt unstoppable. But then, the next day would come, and I'd wake up barely able to get out of bed. My body felt heavy, my energy gone. I'd stare at my to-do list and feel completely defeated. Why couldn't I do what I did yesterday? What was wrong with me? I struggled with this cycle of ups and downs for years, blaming myself for not being able to stick to my daily routine. I thought I just needed more discipline, more willpower. But the truth was, I didn't understand what was really happening inside my body. The 4 phases of the menstrual cycle. It wasn't until I started learning about the phases of the menstrual cycle that everything began to make sense. Our bodies move through different seasons, just like the plants we care for, and these seasons affect how we feel, how we think, and how we work. Let's walk through these phases, and I'll explain how long each one typically lasts, so you can see how your energy naturally rises and falls. 1. Menstrual phase, winter. This is the menstrual phase. Think of it as winter. It typically lasts around 3 to 7 days, depending on your body. During this time, your energy is naturally low, and it's perfectly okay to rest. This phase is about recharging and renewal. I used to fight this phase. I would push myself to work harder even though my body was clearly telling me to slow down. Now I see that this rest is essential, just like winter is necessary for nature to rejuvenate. 2. Follicular phase, spring. Next is the follicular phase, or springtime, which typically lasts about 7 to 10 days. Your energy starts to rise, and you feel more creative and motivated. This is the perfect time to plan, brainstorm, and start new projects. This is when I feel most inspired, whether it's planning videos, redecorating, or tackling new ideas for Planty Home. I used to think this was the only time I was productive, but now I know it's just one part of my cycle. 3. Ovulation phase, summer. Ovulation is like summer. Your energy is at its highest. This phase lasts only 3 to 5 days, but during this time you might feel social, confident, and ready to take on the world. It's a great time for big tasks, decisions, and collaboration. I used to think I should feel like this every day. I felt unstoppable and tried to maintain this high energy constantly. But now I realize this phase is special, short, but powerful. 4. Luteal phase, autumn. Finally, we enter the luteal phase, or autumn, which can last 10 to 14 days. Your energy starts to wind down, and you might feel more introspective or emotional. It's easy to get frustrated here, but this phase is about completing tasks and preparing for rest. For the longest time, I struggled with this phase. I wondered why I wasn't as productive as I had been in the previous weeks. But now I understand. It's a time to wrap things up, like nature preparing for winter. Irregular cycles. What happens when it's not consistent? But what if your cycle isn't regular? If you're dealing with irregular periods like I did for years, it can feel like your body isn't following any schedule at all. You might wonder how you can plan anything when some days you feel amazing and other days it's like you're running on empty. While an irregular cycle might not fit neatly into a 28-day calendar, the truth is we all experience shifts in energy and mood, even if the phases don't line up perfectly. Instead of focusing only on when your period comes, try paying attention to how you feel day by day. For years, I couldn't predict my cycle. It wasn't regular. But when I started tracking how I felt each day, I noticed that even without a consistent period, my energy still followed a pattern. I had days where I was full of energy, followed by days when I needed to rest. Learning to tune into my body made a huge difference. Tips for navigating irregular cycles. Working with your body. 1. Track your energy and mood, not just your period. Instead of focusing solely on when your period starts, try tracking how you feel physically and emotionally each day. Over time, you'll notice patterns in your energy, even if your cycle isn't perfectly regular. Some days will feel like spring, full of energy, while others might feel more like winter, when rest is needed. When I started journaling my energy levels and mood each day, I began to notice my own rhythm. My body had a pattern, even if my period didn't arrive on time every month. That awareness allowed me to better plan my work and self-care around my natural ebbs and flows. 2. Self-care is key, especially when you feel out of sync. Whether your cycle is regular or not, self-care is essential for staying balanced. Prioritizing rest, stress management, and nourishing your body can help stabilize your mood and energy levels. This creates a foundation for navigating unpredictable phases. For me, the biggest shift came when I started taking self-care seriously. I realized that when I was sleep-deprived or stressed, my energy plummeted even more. Taking care of myself, through proper rest, spending time in nature, and eating nourishing food, helped create more stability, even when my cycle wasn't perfectly regular. You're not alone. Embrace your growth. I want you to know that you're not alone in this. If you've ever felt like you're falling behind, like you're not doing enough because your energy fluctuates or your cycle is irregular, I've been there too. Our bodies are powerful, but they don't always follow a perfect schedule, and that's okay. Just like plants don't grow at the same pace every day, our growth happens in cycles. Sometimes we're blooming, and sometimes we need to rest. When we learn to embrace our own rhythm, whether it's regular or irregular, we're able to grow more naturally without pushing ourselves beyond what's healthy. If this video resonated with you, I invite you to join our Planty Home community. Let's explore self-growth, mindfulness, and nature-inspired living together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear your own experiences with managing your energy and cycle. In our next video, I'm going to dive into how I started planning my routines around my cycle, aligning my goals with the natural ebbs and flows of my energy. I'll show you how I went from feeling stuck and frustrated to creating a routine that feels balanced and sustainable. Trust me, it makes all the difference. I can't wait to share it with you.